Anyway, okay, so I'm going to type in Christian militia group, see if it comes up. And of course, I should have done this research first, but it just popped in my head to talk about it because all right, U.S. judge denies bail for militia group members. 9 Hutari Christian militia members are pictured. Okay, here we go. So here's the news results. Yeah, they call themselves the Hutari, and it's a Christian militia group. And I don't give me this like, oh, mainstream media, liberal media. You know, it's funny, if you're a right-winger, you call it mainstream media. Whenever they call it mainstream media, that's like pretty much a red flag. That guy's a right-wing. Because the leftists, we call it corporate media. Damn corporate media! It's the man. The man is filtering our news. But this is it. I mean, even if there's a filter there, this is the fact that these people call themselves Christians. These people are a militia group, and they were planning to shoot some police officers in order for the police officers to have a large funeral and a funeral procession, which cops do, you know, and they play Amazing Grace on the bagpipes or something like that. And while the cops are having this funeral, they were going to attack and kill even more cops. And I suppose this is supposed to light the fire under this like feeling of unrest of people that hate Obama, the Tea Party. Now I'm putting my own filter in this, okay? But I'm saying that there's some in the media that say that and I think it's very similar to Charles Manson, a leftist. Okay, Charles Manson was more of a leftist thing. Today, this isn't the 60s. Today, in the 21st century, the problem in the United States with violent groups is on the right. In the 60s, no doubt, we had the Weathermen, we had Charles Manson, that was on the left. Okay? You know, and Timothy McVeigh, right-winger. I mean, this is in our era. The violent ones tend to be right-wingers. I have not heard in any recent memory over the past 10 years of any violent leftist groups. If you know of one, please tell me. There was a Simeonese Liberation Army, but that was a long time ago. The reason why I thought this, because twice on YouTube, I was commenting in the comments section of some video. One of them I think was on a Young Turks video. And always you get some kind of right-wing hothead over there. And he said something about, oh, I forgot what started it. But I pointed out the problem. I think he was saying something about the left, you know, trying to take over the country or something. And I said, no, I mean, right now, there's no groups like that. It's the right wing that's the problem. And the extreme right wing. I'm not saying like old codgers like Al Brookman is really going to go out there and get violent. But he's very sympathetic to that. You know, the man wants to torture people. He told me. So I mentioned him twice, and I told myself, I'm never going to talk about you again, ever, because you only enjoy it too much. In fact, I think that's why you needle me, so I will talk about you. The guy's got such an ego. He calls himself the champ, and yet he's totally blowing smoke up Riley's butt all the time. Riley says all this stuff about everybody blows smoke up everybody's butt. What he means is they're paying empty compliments, like 5 stars on that video. Well, you know what? People do that, okay? You look great, you know? Like, you know, they see somebody, yeah, how are you today? Oh, you look great, you know? They don't mean it. Some people do, but a lot of people don't. And Riley's complaining about this, but you've got this guy that's totally like just clamped onto your backside. And you don't even see it. Anyway, so, yeah, that's the NOE. There's the post-Riley, and then there's the prime NOE. I don't know what Jeff was thinking. Jeff is still being devious. Jeff Davis, Nigel Cromwell. He's still up to something. He is. He's up to something. So, So anyway, so the first time I got off track, but I was talking about leaving comments on YouTube videos. And I told this guy, I said, no, the problem, you know, there's this Christian militia group that was going to kill some cops. And the guy says, I said, the problem is with right-wing groups being violent. He said, right-wing groups, prove it. You name names. And then I gave him the story. And he said, oh, that's just the mainstream media making stuff up. You know, come on. You're saying none of this ever happened. None of it happened. It was the mainstream media. You know, the Pilgrims never landed at Pilgrim Rock. The media made it up. There was no American Revolution. There was no King George. The media made it up. Because of that mainstream media. We never landed on the moon. Oh yeah, well that one's a pretty you know, widespread theory. What is it? You know, anyway. It was the mainstream media. They cooked it up. So anyway, you know, granted, the news is filtered and you have to go to several different sources, but come on. You know, a fact is a fact. They keep talking, you know, the people on the crappy, like, AM radio talk shows and Fox News, they keep confusing opinion with fact. Somebody will state a fact, you know, like the human body, you know, average body temperature should be 98.6 degrees, average. And somebody will say, that's just your opinion. The fact that we have something called sea level, oh, that's just your opinion. You know? The fact that humans need oxygen to survive, oh, that's just your opinion. CO2 is hazardous to your health, oh, that's just your opinion. Believe me, breathe straight CO2 for a couple hours, see what happens to you. I mean straight, right out of the bottle, okay? Yeah, I'm all over the place. Must be the coffee. Anyway, so I want to talk about that. And it got me thinking, you know, on another tangent. Bear with me, but I was thinking about, like, you know, when you have the argument with people about communism and capitalism and socialism, which people on the right confuse socialism and communism all the time. To them, it's interchangeable, you know. They think that Hitler was a socialist because the name of the party was the Nazi, the National Socialist Party or something like that, which they weren't socialists. They were fascists, because when you look at how things were actually run, Hitler and the government, his government, tied themselves very closely with corporations like like Krupp's and there was other major corporations. In fact, the story I'm going to be talking about later mentions a company, and I don't see it right here, but it mentions a company that POWs, prisoners of war, and also the Jews that were being held being held in concentration camps. I believe this company still exists today because it's called IG Farben. With this particular, well, I'll be talking about later.